Chapter 1.4 Day 2 Solving System of Linear Equations. Step number 1. Multiply, if necessary, one or both equations by a constant, so at least one pair of like terms has the opposite coefficients. Step number 2. Add or subtract the equation to eliminate one of the variable. Step number 3. Solve the resulting equation for the remaining variable. Step number 4 is substitute the value from step number 3 into one of the original equations and solve. Step number 5. Write the solution as an order pair, so x comma y. Step number 6 is check your solution in both equations. Now let's do the example 2a from the bottom of this section. Solve the system by elimination. Negative 6x plus 5y equals 25. Negative 2x minus 4y equals 14. So our first step is to make at least one pair of like terms, either x or y, to make the same number and opposite sign. So for that we need to multiply one of the equation by a number so that either the bottom and the top become both of them 6 positive and negative, or these became same. So on the bottom equation we can see that if we multiply this negative 2 by negative 3, then we can get 6x here, which is going to be opposite with the negative 6 on the top. So let's do and multiply the first this equation number 2 by negative 3. So step number 1, multiply equation 2 by negative 3 to eliminate the variable x. So here we are going to write the equation as it is, number 1, and for equation number 2 we are going to multiply with negative 3 and distribute this negative 3 inside the bracket. Now when we multiply the 3 inside, so going to be negative 3 times negative 2 is 6x, negative 3 times negative 4y is 12y, and negative 3 times 14 would be negative 42. Now we are going to add the two equations. So when we add, that 6x and negative 6x cancel, 17y equals negative 17. And to solve that, we are going to divide with 17 on both sides, and y will be equals negative 1. Now we are going to use one of the original equation, and I'm using the first equation, that is negative 6y plus 5y equals 25, and use the y value as negative 1 and solve for x. So negative 6x minus 5 equals 25. Add 5 on both sides, you're going to get negative 6x equals 30. When you divide with negative 6 on both sides, you're going to get x equals 5. Negative sign, so x equals negative 5. Now you have an order pair that is negative 5 comma negative 1, and now we are going to check the solution by choosing the original equation, negative 6x plus 5 equals 25, and negative 2x minus 4y equals 14. Now you're going to use the x value as negative 1 and plug it into the equation and solve this to see if the two equations are equal or two sides are equal. So here you get 30 minus 5 equals 25. So 25 equals 25, so that's true. For the next one, you're going to again use the x as negative 5 minus 4 times negative 1 equals 14 and see if the two sides are equal. So you got negative 2 times negative 5 as 10 plus 4 equals 14, so 14 equals 14. So our checking part is complete, and you solve the equation for x and y. Do the you try problem on the other side. So you try problem number 4. In this case, I decided to make the y term same and opposite sign. So that's why I multiplied this equation by negative 3. So when we multiply this by negative 3, this is going to be negative 3y, and this is positive 3y already. So we decided to multiply the equation number 1 by negative 3, and we got negative 9x minus 3y equals negative 33. And if you notice now that negative 3y and positive 3y can cancel when we add. So I decided I will eliminate the variable y first. I will do this by multiplying negative 3 to the equation number 1. Now I rewrite these equation here so that I have a space to write it out. So negative 9x minus 3y equals negative 33. 6x plus 3y equals 24. Add these two equations and negative 3y cancel. Negative 3x equals negative 9. Divide with negative 3 on both sides. You're going to cancel this negative 3 and negative 3, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Remember, the negative and negative get cancelled and the answer should be positive, so it's positive 3. Now we are going to use the original equation to solve for y. So I'm using the first equation, 3x plus y equals 11, and use the x value as 3 to solve for y. So 3 times 3, 9, plus y equals 11. Negative 9 on both sides, you're going to get y equals 2. So the order pair is 3, 2. Next we are going to do the problem from the bottom, number 5. Example number 5. 4x minus 5y equals negative 19. Negative x minus 2y equals 8. In this case, I'm going to make the like terms 4x and negative 4x so that we can cancel the x values and get the y value. So to do that, I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 4, just 4, and get the equation here as negative 4x minus 8y equals 32. So in this equation, we are going to eliminate the variable x, and to do that, I'm going to multiply the equation number 2 by 4. So I'm going to rewrite the first equation as it is, and for my second equation, I'm going to write the one that I multiplied 4 with. So negative 4x minus 8y equals 32. 4x and negative 4x cancel. You're going to get here is negative 13y. 32 minus 19 is 13. Divide negative 13 on both sides. You're going to get y equals negative 1. And you're going to use this negative 1 for y value and substitute in one of the original equations. So I have two equations, equation number 1 here, equation number 2 here. I can choose any of the given equation, but I'm choosing equation number 2 and plugging in y value as negative 1. So when I plug in negative 1 for y value, I'm going to get here is negative x plus 2 equals 8. Now I'm going to subtract negative 2 on both sides. I got negative x equals negative 6. So x should be equals 6. So our order pair solution is going to be 6 comma negative 1. And now I'm going to do example number 6 here. For example number 6, I'm going to eliminate the variable y. And to do that, I'm going to multiply negative 5 to equation number 2. So when I multiplied the equation number 2 with negative 5, I got negative 5y. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10x. And negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. I'm going to rewrite both the equations to solve for x and cancel the y. So I'm going to cancel the y here. Negative 5x equals 0. And then divide with negative 5 on both sides. You're going to get x equals 0. Now we are going to use one of the original equations to solve for y, and I'm going to use y plus 2x equals 3, where I'm going to use plug in x value as 0 because we found the 0 here. Y plus 0 equals 3 and y came out as 3. So now our order pair is going to be 0 comma 3.